weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, without a doubt. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to spend like the first 5 minutes just talking. All right, cool. Because all right, everyone, welcome back to another session of Sigil of Storms after the minor hiatus, which was technically a time skip. So I'm gonna have a lot of talking at the start of this. I mean, I talk a lot every session, but that's beside the point. A lot of talking this session start off things. So first of all, introduce everyone to our new party. A bit of forewarning, housekeeping. Risu wasn't feeling well today and went to sleep and has apparently slept through the alarm. So if we see Risu or not is up in the air.
To be
Moving
fair,
on.
she's not feeling well.
Yeah, she is not feeling well. Made comments of the reason she went to sleep is to prevent herself from hurling during the game, and I don't think we want any of her sitting at the computer with a throw-up bucket.
Yuck.
All right, so
Out of this house.
it would be maybe. So let's start off. Actually, let's go through Yasana, which would be Risu's character. Yasana is cat girl, put it simply, canine or not canine, feline kurjian, who is technically as has been more or less made apparent in the previous campaign before time skip, from a different realm. Where she is in this realm is actually up in a more northern region, which I will explain, called Blackrock, something to that effect. I'll find the name when we get there. I don't know how much we're going to get to her backstory, so let's just say she is going to be an eldritch knight, trained in magic by her mother's sword skills by her father. I think that was which. Pretty sure her mother was the mage, and is a twin, though she doesn't really agree with a lot of stuff about her twin. She just kind of sees it as like it's just a thing. We'll get more of that when we get into the backstory, depending on how much we reveal with Risuki here and whatever. Moving on, then we have Jade, who is not a drow. That's going to be a recurring joke. She is what's her race again? Also known as from the Shadowfell. She is a ranger, specifically a Beastmaster Ranger, and we are using I don't believe it's official yet, even currently, but the Ranger update that Wizards of the Coast had put out. So it should be interesting to see how that works. Next up, we have Shiki, who is returning from the previous campaign. Shiki has Kitsune Inventor. She has a lot more of her memories from than she had when met her in the previous campaign. She doesn't recall everything, and I'm using what she doesn't recall as a way for me to make sure that Val does not know what I don't want to know that Shiki should know because of who she is. So, go me. Because basically, like, even in this session right now, there's going to be things that Shiki, if she had all her memories, she would know, but I don't want Val to know that.
Basically, kids, I could win the game right here, right now.
Nah, you're not that good, but there's a few minor details you would know that, yeah. She's also a fighter gunslinger, same class as before. One thing I want to make of a note real quick is that we did redo stats differently in this, using the array to try to not end up with people having all high stats. Moderate success on that. Moderate success on that. It was everyone, just some people more than others. There's a moderate success on that. I still think this might get away from me a little bit, but it'll be easy for me to keep in reign with that, which means Shiki did get nerfed a little bit, but she won't be that bad. Isn't that much worse off. And I did better than 46 drop the lowest. I did like 5d6, drop the two lowest, reroll in ones and twos, or it was like 46, drop the lowest, reroll ones. It was something a lot better than just 46, drop the lowest. Then finally we have, yeah, and for this, I'm not done with the players as well, but as the other note for stats, I did also offer all the players one stat book as a payment from their current employer, which I'll get into. The final player, by the way, is Philia, who is a bear. I think it's ursine kurjian. Yeah. That sounds right. She is also from the more northern region, and she is a barbarian with a bear totem, because bear, formerly known as Fluffy.
I thought you said we weren't going to have broken characters. I thought you said we weren't going to have broken characters this time.
Because the way things are going differently, in addition to what we've seen, Bear Totem should not be quite as bad as it was.
Mostly because I get 2 attacks. I get to attack.
It's not just that, but the entire design philosophy difference being where it's going to be more towards what they suggest, and getting your rests is going to be more of just you find this room and you rest in it.
Okay.
And if you do fall back to take a rest, there will be penalties for that. In the idea that if you go back, you take a long rest, well, that's 8 hours for more things to move in.
Okay.
Getting into that further, these people have been variously gathered together, Jade and Yasana together, by a wizard, the one on the left there, Paige. And she has basically been hiring them. She's trying to locate something. What exactly she's locating isn't exactly the clearest yet. She doesn't really speak on it much at all. But she is definitely looking for something. And the party is, she's employing them as like kind of helping them out, paying them, like helping Shiki look for who she's looking for, paying them for various services. It's a pretty beneficial way back and forth. She also has a servant, a maid there, known as Vesha. And Vesha, I'm not going to say she stays in the tavern that Paige owns, because she very clearly does not, because she was the one who hired, I'm going to keep calling her Fluffy, Philia, as well as I think she was the one who located Yasana and Jade after they made a reputation as like monster hunters and bounty hunters and etc. Just a bunch of hunting. They did a bunch of hunting. So for actually, let me move to that now, since that's everything we really need to cover here. World map can be, come on. No, not there. Whatever. Damn it. I'm on map, please. Thank you, map.
I see map.
I know you were on the map. I was not, because it was very stupid. All right,
Hello,
so for
map.
initial details, the Blackstone, where Yasana is from, is all the way up here. That's a good distance away. Philia is from somewhere in these mountains here. The exact location she's from is somewhere in these mountains, and that's all you really need to know.
I found Jade.
Came from around the Blight, and because of prophecies and everything else, went off to meet Yasana up in Blackstone. And Shiki has been all over the freaking place.
I've been here, and here, and here, and maybe there.
Maybe. As for
and possibly there.
So going into this, I am going to be bringing back effectively Ashenport as the main hub area. However, no. Ashenport itself will not be the hub area, as what happened in the previous game when the city of Winterhold, I believe it was called, was hit by the storm, which you party learned was caused by Arashi's daughter. The refugees flooding to Ashenport. Those refugees have effectively made a town within a mile of Ashenport, like just like a subsidiary of it. Like, I don't want to say suburbs, but just a smaller town off to it. It's effectively the same town, though it's called Ashenfield instead of Ashenport. You can blame Garrett for that one.
So we're in the suburbs.
Effectively, you're in the suburbs.
Slums.
Yeah. As for a lot of the toys that the party had in the previous campaign, most of them have been, like Willie has a number of them, yes. For the airship and other things, the Baron has effectively hired them out from Shiki's control. So they, basically he's renting them out, and that airship, the Cloud's Destiny, has been all over this map right now. He's been doing a lot of things in the past 5 years. As for how things are starting out currently, I should have my notes up for more reference. As for starting things out normally, we're gonna probably be a bit cliched with the start. Let me move you over to Ashenfield.
All right, we're gonna be in the tavern.
Oh no, you don't even realize how cliched it's
Corvin.
yet.
Everyone
It was
goes
something like that.
Everyone goes to the tavern at some point.
All right, so I don't actually, the tavern map I'm using doesn't completely mesh with the map I have here. I could have sworn I had a different building picked out for it, but I don't see that building right now. This building down here is the closest for its appearance-wise. So that's probably going to be where this tavern is, which is owned by Paige. It is called, I have its freaking name. I have it off the top of my head. It is the Raven's Wings. And yes, you are all in this tavern for now. And yes, it is dark and stormy, though it is not night. It is probably earlier off in the day. So this map is probably about the best I can find. There are a few familiar faces here beyond Vesha being the maid. I'm not going to put down tokens for everyone here. Assume that it is a bustling people like waking up and getting food because it's early on. You've all been requested here by Paige for the most part, who is over in her chambers. So go over there and visit her. It is, like I said, it is dark. It is stormy. It's probably summer now, early summer. So it's one of those big thunderstorms around that time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So kind of just take it off. A bit more background for this is Paige has been seeming a bit more excited recently, and she's been like, as the various group have come back, like say Jade, Yasana came back, she's requested to stay in Ashenfield for a little while. And when Shiki came back, and when Fluffy, I'm gonna keep calling her Fluffy because I remember it, when she comes back, she kind of just requests they all get here. And at this point, she finally sent out the word that she would like to speak to them now and explain more or less where she's intending for them to go next.
Yeah, I noticed it. Don't worry. I'm changing it.
What did I mess up?
The
Oh,
still on
I
this
did.
one, so yeah.
I'm
I'm changing them as
yeah.
I see them.
Silver, my current sheet is not linked up to my. Sorry, my
Oh,
current
yes,
token's not
you're
linked
right.
up to
Yeah,
my
you're,
sheet.
yeah, it's. I'll have to link that up properly. You're right. We're getting all these little minor things out of the way. So let me remove this one. And then
Anyway,
add in.
Anyway, I barely know these people, so do.
Shiki Duskweave. Okay. All right. She should be linked up properly to her sheet now. Try make sure Shiki's linked up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's effectively a roof. I see Risu is awake, so she should be joining us shortly, which is nice.
I actually apologize about that. I woke up.
Risu, hold on.
I
Risu, hold on.
woke up.
Risu, hold
Damn.
on. Risu, hold on. Your mic is very loud.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
We just wanted to make sure you weren't being yelling too loud. Yeah, we literally just started backstory, or stopped backstory. So once you get that sorted out, we could probably go into that a bit more. If you can hear me now, just an explanation of what's going on. You know that the prime accomplices, people who work for Paige, as far as she's concerned, the people she feels are most competent, she's been asking to stay in Ashenfield for a little while. The four of the party, primarily because like the party knows there's something she's looking forward to, and she's finally called them forward at this point to actually explain more into what it is. And as for where it is currently a dark and stormy morning in a tavern. The group as itself knows of all the other members. Like they've probably met each other, said hi or what have you. But for the most part, outside of Yasana and Jade, you have not spent any appreciable time together. At most, it's been a few days. You know names, and you like effectively you would know classes and names.
So I step into the tavern and immediately go, all right, everyone, hands off her.
And nobody is touching Azul.
I just look around really confused at that.
Yeah, and nobody is touching Azul. And at the bar, like I said, there's a number of people here. It is in the morning. The people are kind of groggy. They're staying in away from the rain and what have you, getting breakfast, what have you. So Azul is more serving breakfast than she is alcohol. And people just seem too tired and really to do much anything.
Now, where is she?
At the bar.
That was more out loud. That was a more out loud playful.
That was Azul calling out herself. At the bar.
Would we know what room is the office room or whatever?
You would know where Paige's room is. You would know that she tends to stay in the very fancy room over here, where her token is currently.
Just making sure that's actually what that was.
Yeah, you would.
Like bedroom.
Yeah, you would actually know that because she would have met with you in there a few times beforehand. That is the only real private room on this.
Do I really have to lean over the bar right now?
That's
Azul will
pretty
lean
good
over. Azul will lean forward.
And smooch.
And Azul just kind of pets Shiki on the head and asks her what she'd like for breakfast.
I don't know. I kind of ate a boar on the way here.
I don't think you have the time for that. She seems a lot more anxious today.
Mm. Wait, me or Paige?
Paige.
Pretty anxious.
And Vesha will nod at her. And Vesha will look out towards one of the bedrooms further on. So she'll be looking off towards this direction down here. So like this doorway down here. There is someone here who will be questioning about later, though I don't really want to speak too much out here. I'll let her explain it. And she'll kind of nod. And here you won't pay for food. I'm considering this like part of Paige's
Yay.
employment too. Like so long as you aren't literally taking all of the food in the place, you don't pay for the food here. Yeah, you'll get your while you're here, you'll get your 3 relatively good quality meals a day. And Vesha, for those of you who are unaware and probably going to be unsurprised, is a lamia.
Snake.
She is a snake.
Snake.
Because you and your
And-
snakes.
Me and my snakes, yes. I have a snake thing. Deal with it. Yeah, and
Who's already
Vesha
knocking
will-
on the door.
Yeah, and Vesha will see to get Valanka some food. At this point, the 2 of you there at the door will hear a voice come out. I'm just gonna say, Risu, you here by now?
I'm here.
I'm gonna have to turn you down on my end.
I say, what happened to your mic?
My US. What?
I'm turning you down a lot on my end. All right. So, you gonna be joining the rest of the party, Risu?
Yes, I will.
All right. Can just move Yasana over there. And moving into the doorway, which Paige has indicated is open, you'll see it is the rather fancy, like master bedroom, effectively, though owner's bedroom, as she is the owner of this place. They actually have done a lot of construction in the past 5 years to get this town to where it is. So it's pretty impressive how far they've gone.
When I uploaded. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you
there was
may have seen it once or twice, but you wouldn't be that familiar. Shiki would have
there was
probably at
pretty
least
much
know.
nothing here at one point.
Yeah, and walking in, you see Paige is sitting at there's like a few couches sitting out there. She has a book in her hand, and she's just kind of reading through it at the moment. Kind of motions everyone to come in here or come into the room.
I'll let you go sit on this couch.
All right. And as the party comes in, she'll kind of just set the book down. It's like, glad you could all be here. Let's see, where do I begin? I've brought you, hoping all of you to be here together because things looking ahead, it's going to be challenging in a way that I don't expect one of you or even 2 of you will be able to handle on your own.
You're pretty sure I've done a good job these last 5 years.
You have, without a doubt, but things are going to be a lot more interesting going forward. And at this point, the thunder cracks, lightning strike, thunder crack. Paige doesn't even respond at this point.
Oh, there's someone. It was always something about Thunder and Lightning that's been putting me off
Oh,
for a
yeah.
good long time.
I'm so used to it, it doesn't even flinch me anymore.
Not
Let's begin.
my
So,
meaning, but
as you point down to the wall below you, so the wall down here, next room down, we have gotten somebody in a few moons back. I think about a week or so, a week exactly. And everything I've seen tells me that they will be able to provide us a lot of information towards our respective goals. The problem is they're too sick to question, and the gentle probes I've done with magic to read their mind have been met by a ward of some sort, and I don't really trust their health to do anything too invasive.
So we're basically talking. Go get magical miracle cure. Come back.
Oh, not at all. The Count has actually been kind enough to where he will be providing us with the Risu. You're
I'm
eating
here.
and we can hear you.
No, I'm opening bag.
You're opening bag and we can hear you. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Oh no, that won't be necessary. The Count is actually rather interested in this as well. He's already sent a few people out to retrieve the cure for us. They should be back today sometime. When I find this information and everything else from them, I want to send you after it. And she'll kind of just lean back for a second, explain things. So she'll look over at Shiki. I don't know if you're aware of who she's seeking. Do you mind if I explain that?
Doesn't really, it ain't really gonna matter too much, but who it is?
All right, she is seeking a man known as Arashi. He's an interesting one, self-proclaimed. Well, I don't think he's actually ever proclaimed the name himself, but a Lord of Storms. He is more of a canine kurjian, at least at first glance, though he has extreme control over storms, thunder, lightning, all the stuff like that, in addition to being a very adept tinkerer. He is also the lord of a town known as Storm's Reach. No, he is not that creative.
Yeah, if I recall, he was pretty bad with names.
He's very bad with names. Anyway, what I'm seeking actually lies within his town, Storm's Reach. I know it survived the destruction of 15 years previous. It's just a matter of locating it, and I believe he is located in the same place as the town. And with this information that the sick woman will provide us, I think we'll be able to locate the town. And when we do, I'd rather all of you go together just in case something unpleasant happens.
Well,
I trust.
I'm actually gonna say at this point, Shiki has a bit of a flash of anger on her face.
Yeah, and Paige will kind of hesitate for a moment. I trust him, but he does grand things, and he does make mistakes, and the
He's
mistakes he makes
He's a troublemaker.
the mistakes he makes are very big. I don't think he would intend any trouble, but I would not be surprised if there is trouble and it is his fault.
Yeah, he certainly causes enough of it.
Yes.
So
That
we
sounds
would
like my Tuesday.
So we're basically being sent in as a cleanup crew. Probably.
I actually don't know yet. You effectively have full jurisdiction to act as you will. There is, if you actually locate his town, I would prefer you alert me as soon as you can so I can investigate myself and hopefully find what I'm looking for as well.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
be-
We will. Yes.
To be fair, the theory is you'll probably see the town in the sky when we find it.
And Pedro kind of nod. Yes, if you recall the tales about the flying island from about 5 years ago, I believe that to be the area around his town. I've questioned a few people who were up there and what have you, but most of them never could really get close to the actual settlement there. But from what I understand of the terrain, it should be the same place. It's
So,
yeah,
hmm.
it will not be that easy to get. Yeah. Is there anything else you would like me to explain?
So you really believe this woman knows where an island that disappeared 5 years ago has suddenly is?
No, I don't believe she knows that, but I do believe she knows a way to find it,
Hmm.
or at least what happened to it. We've never actually seen this disease before.
Has
Even
it shown any sign of being contagious?
it has not, to the best of my knowledge. At least that's what the High Father at the Temple of Thor has told me. Best that I can see, it's some sort of magical malady, but none of our attempts to cure it magically or otherwise have done anything successful. We have promised that this miracle alchemic cure will work, but it's not something we can prepare easily. Yes, I'm... Yeah,
It's magical.
effectively, you would need, like, say, a high-level version of it. So, like, maybe casting to the higher level would work, but no, it's much too powerful for something as simple as that.
Well, I suppose we better go and see Baron.
And about that point, you actually get a knock on the door.
Speak of the devil, and he should appear.
I gotta pull his token out now, because actually, you are correct. I actually have to update his name as well, because he's no longer a baron.
It's
He
Beelzebub.
still thinks himself as a baron, so he'll still answer to baron.
Oh god, it's Beelzebub.
And the baron will walk in, and at Shiki's comment, he will say, "That sounds... Yeah, speak of the devil."
You still reverse engineering my inventions?
Yes, well, actually, the reason I'm here to speak to you is partially related to that. And he'll look at Paige. The couriers I sent for are late. They were supposed to have arrived, actually, about 15 minutes ago.
Well,
15 minutes in a. They said 15 hours.
15 minutes.
15 minutes in a storm such as this is still within excusable range.
It would be...
And 15 minutes is also a long time for something to happen.
Yeah, no, kind of odd. It's... For how they were traveling, 15 minutes should not have been that much of an issue. And we did leave with them methods to contact us, and we haven't heard anything back since. If you're able to go seek them out, I would prefer that.
At this point, Shiki's already putting on this eye patch with a lens on it.
They were using a new sort of travel device. And he'll kind of just scratch his head for a moment. Shiki, you perhaps recall...
What did you do?
You recall the device I was working on about a year ago? And
My horses?
no. And he'll explain. I'd spoke with the... working on with the new king of Haven, I'd managed to acquire a book that you mentioned he had. And working off of that, I actually managed to recreate a much smaller single-person craft, much like the Cloud's Destiny.
You're on about the... Oh, I told you those aren't any good.
No, these are much different. And he'll address the whole party at this point. Of course, your main goal will be to reclaim the lost pilots as well as the medicine. Though, if you're able to bring back any of the devices, the machines, I would be very grateful and I would reward you for it.
Baron, how did you change this up?
Believe me, they work in very little form to what I understand King and Darwin had done.
And that's what I'm asking.
The party, I think, would have seen it at least one point or another, because it's very hard to mistake the giant flying airship, though the Baron will nod and he'll explain it. Yes, I'm sure you've seen the giant flying ship that's been about. The devices, these machines, were flying machines. They were single-person crafts, effectively like a flying mount to provide people ways to move around easier in the air. This was effectively the first long-range voyage of one to see how they worked, and, well, sent two of them out, and I haven't heard anything back from either of them.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You took the propulsion system from my ship and miniaturized it? No?
No, it's not quite the same way. There was a lot of theory in that book that the king had.
Yeah, and all we managed to make all we managed to do was make a giant balloon full of hot air.
Yes, the simplest version of it. And
yeah, he was a simple man. In all
Do you
fairness,
have a map we could look at that we might be able to
and-
predict the location?
Yeah, and as this goes on, and he'll explain this, he'll